Well, samba, soccer and carnival, these are some of the images that come to one's mind when you think of Brazil. But did you know that country is among the top 5 producer for at least 34 agricultural commodities? It is the world's top producer of sugar, ethanol, coffee and orange. The second largest producer also of soybean, third largest producer of maize, beans and banana, and the list goes on. Brazil is also known as the world's largest agricultural net exporter. India imports crude oil, soybean oil, raw sugar, gold, kidney beans and a lot more from Brazil, while it exports apparel, iron, steel, plastic and organic chemicals, among others, to the country. Well, the trade between the two countries stands at over $15 billion. Hello and welcome to Commodity Champions. I'm Manisha Gupta. On today's episode, we bring you the voices of some of Brazil's top names in the agriculture space. We begin with Apex-Brasil, which works to promote Brazilian products and services abroad. We also bring you the story of Citrus Tree, a top producer of lime. Apex-Brasil works in a very big way when it comes to trade and exports as well. But we do also understand that when it comes to Brazil agriculture exports to India, the number is not too big. So what is it that Apex-Brasil is doing to improve those numbers?
When you talk about Apex-Brasil, our aim is to improve our exports. In terms of agricultural products, last year we exported around 166 billion in products, but we exported a lot to China, to US, to Europe. But when you talk about India, there is a gap. We need to improve our exports. We have been growing this rate year by year. We export more products to India, but actually we have a big opportunity here to export more products and also more kinds of products that you can produce in your own country, like the genetics that we see before.
Oh, absolutely. So what would you, of course, there's a great relationship between the two countries, but what would you say needs to be worked upon even stronger from where we stand now?
That's a good question, because when you think about the relationship between Brazil and India, it has been improving day by day. But now we face some challenges with the regulation, which is getting better and better. But I think when we have this both countries that they are happy to bring together more products between import and also export, we can improve it more. We can break those barriers and export it more. And also we can help you guys to improve your own agriculture with our own methods that we have been improving day by day, using our Embrapa, using our ministry. And now we are here together in Brazil. And I think you should have this great opportunity to come back to your country and then use this technology in your own country.
Paula, I do understand that there are nearly 32 agriculture commodities which Brazil is very strong in. I mean, it's the 5th largest and it's a net exporter of agriculture commodities as well. So when you look at, especially at agriculture, how are you looking at India, its demands? I mean, when you look at coffee and cocoa and soybean, of course, is a big export as well. And then you have lime and lemon and orange, etc. So what are you targeting India with such a strong bouquet of commodities?
Yes, when we think about India, you have the large population now. So we do think we need to improve our export of food. So now we export a lot of sugar and other minerals and pharmaceutical also, but we need to improve our food security for your country. So maybe we can enhance to export more coffee. I know you love tea, but coffee is a good idea too. And we can export our genetics for you to produce your milk with more productivity. We are here in a farm of lemon, so we have a variety of fruits that we can export to your country. I know you eat a lot of fruits in India. It's also good. And actually, when you don't talk about food, we can talk about bioethanol. which is a kind of fuel that is more sustainable, and you can produce in your own country. And also, we are happy to have the technology also to export to your country.
When it comes to Brazil, it's the largest producer of orange. It is also the fourth largest producer of lime. And joining me now is Bruna Tagliari from Citrus Tree. Bruna, thank you so much for joining us. It is a family business, I understand, and you've joined it and you've been working on this when you were a little girl. So how long has the business been?
It's been 10 years. First of all, thank you for having you. It's a pleasure having you here. I've been working with the family since I'm a little girl, but really working for basically 3-4 years. It always started with my grandpa about 20 years ago. He started with little area producing, and now we have more than 100 hectares.
And how many trees are there? What is the annual production that you have of lime here?
In Brazil, in general, we have about 80-90 kilos per plant during the year, which is about 3-4 boxes. And in our packing house, we can produce more than 4,000 million a year.
And it goes out as fruit itself. And where do you supply it to nationally? And are you also available in the international markets?
Yeah, we sell it to local market, about 50%, depending the time of the year. But also we export mainly to Europe. But we also send it to the UK, Canada. We have sent it to South Africa past in 5 years, I guess.
And you haven't reached it to India yet?
Yeah, not yet. The market just opened this year. We are facing some logistics problems, but hopefully maybe we can achieve them.
So while you've reached Dubai, I'm assuming India is not too far away. So we are hoping to see you in 2025 there as well. Talk to us about the business plans going forward from here. What is it that you're going to be adding to this business? Is there more value addition that is happening in? Because we did see the plant and there's a lot of techniques and machinery and innovations here.
Yeah, we are always trying to improve the production itself and also in the packing to keep it still good for your market, so the shelf life takes longer.
Well, I also spoke to the international supervisor of ABCZ, Brazil, which works with Indian cow breeds and improves productivity and genetics of livestock to ensure cost efficiency. We do understand that there's a lot of trade happening between the two countries, but when it comes to cattle, when it comes to milk, what is the numbers right now? What is it that we're doing and what is it that you're facing in sense of challenges?
Oh, yeah. We are intensifying trade with India. We have been major importers from last century to this one. But now we are trying to transfer the technology back to India. So we have very good ties with India country, and people of India as well. And as time goes by, they are looking to Brazil as a solution also to India. So we are trying to give back a little bit of what we have
technology.
done. Yes, last year we had a major export of semen doses of zebu breeds to India. Okay. Now we are working to be able to export embryos to India. But of course we are working also with the sanitary authorities to make the sanitary protocols feasible so we can intensify trade with the country. We have many companies in our project who are already trying to export dairy genetics to India. Okay. But we have the interest from the private sector in India, and which makes us very happy too, is that the government sector is also interested in doing some partnership with us. So
the challenges that you're looking at right now, are they more towards policy or is it more towards technical?
I would say towards policy. We need to improve our negotiations and build trust throughout the time. Of course, it's not an ordinary export. You know? We need to export cattle with good sanitary conditions and health conditions, so we can improve other countries. So of course we have to take a very good care of that. So right now we are having very close conversation with Indian government through the Brazilian embassy.
If you had to work with India, what are the things that you would want policies to be eased really so that the relationship or the work or the numbers go higher?
Well, I think it has to be with some government stimulation because if we want to spread good genetics, you have to bring the whole package. And also, I think for small farmers especially, they need some help, financial help, and also scientific help, educational help, so they can introduce this type of new technicians and new techniques to their farms. So I think if government takes this big step towards small farmers, I think it would be great. And I think India is already thinking about that.
Well, clearly, the couple of woes that are coming in from everybody in Brazil are about regulations and about sanitary protocols that India really has put in. But I also spoke to CropLife, which promotes agricultural technologies such as pesticides and plant biotechnologies. Let's listen in. CropLife does a lot of work when it comes to, bio side of the agriculture. What would you say have been the plus points for you in the last couple of years?
Okay, the biological sector here in Brazil is growing a lot. So the first part is the companies investing in new products, new technologies for the growers, and the other part, the investment in the field in terms of education and increase the learning of the growers how to use this new technology.
And how hesitant or how excited are the growers to do this? Because it does add a bit in sense of their cost input, doesn't it?
Yeah, okay. The technology for the biologicals was launched in Brazil in the early of the 70s.
Okay.
But in the last 5 years, the adoption rate is increasing a lot in the field. So the growers are now learning how to combine the pesticides and biological products in the field to increase the yield.
What crops are doing the best as of now within Brazil?
The best crops are soybean, corn, cotton, coffee, sugarcane, and fruit and vegetables.
And how much have you seen in sense of yield increase in many of these crops?
For example, the adoption for soybeans is over 50% in the field. So you have, for example, biostimulants in the field that have adoption more than 70% in the field. So the growers are seeing the benefits of this technology.
Renato, what is the plan with India? Because we do understand that India and Brazil are looking at various bilateral, multilateral conversations. So where does CropLife fit into all of that?
I think in terms of Brazil, we can take advantage from India in terms of the technology to produce the materials in terms of industries. And in Brazil can share good practices, how to adopt the technology in the field to increase the yield at the end of the day for increase the profitability of the grower.
As you said, the last 5 years clearly have been great for you. You've seen more farmers adopting this. Yield has gone up as well. What is the plan now for the next 4 to 5 years?
Okay, the plan is to continue to increase the adoption of the technology, working in intellectual property actions, because the company are investing in new technologies, a new frontier of technologies that will come into the field. So we're expecting in the next 5 years, a lot of launching of new technologies in the field.
So you, as you said, the work has been going on since 70s now. So when you look at the overall crop, what percentage would you say works within GM or with bioagriculture, and what crop has not adopted this yet?
Okay, for soybean, corn, and cotton, the adoption of GM crops is over 95% here in Brazil. And for other crops, for example, coffee, sugarcane, or fruit and vegetables, we don't have GM for Brazil, so we are using conventional seeds here.
You're working with various things. So what is priority right now? I mean, you have various categories.
Okay, and our big priorities are in terms of the advancement of regulation to improve the environment of doing business here in Brazil. Also, anti-counterfeit actions here in Brazil. and also communication for the society too.
So as you said, economic efficiency is one part of it. And then, of course, it's about social responsibility and then sustainability. You also spoke about traceability to us earlier. How is that all taking form as we go ahead from here?
Yeah, we have very good practices here in Brazil in terms of traceability. For example, in the cotton market, we have a specific QR code to track all the production and all the consumption of the materials in the field. So we are advancing a lot in this area too.
So if I'm wearing a shirt, I do know where that cotton comes in from.
Yes, the specific farmer who produced it and which product they use in the field, everything is
that's wonderful.
Specific code.
All right, and with that, it's time for a short break, but more from Brazil when we return.